How's it going? There's a bunch of sirens in the background. I was going to pretend like I was getting arrested, but you probably can't hear them. So that wouldn't have played well. Hopefully everybody's well this post-Thanksgiving Monday, December 1st live stream. There's a lot of paintball stuff going on. We have mainly all pro stuff. We're going to talk about the Tonons. We're going to talk about Houston Heat. We're going to talk about Impact, Mike Urena news. There's Hurricanes news. There's people retiring. We actually have more information on the Dynasty Arsenal collaboration, I guess we'll call it. But without further ado, the best paintball store on the planet is still having their holiday giveaway. The best paintball store being bfpgear.com. They've been doing these holiday giveaways like this for a while now. So you get entry into the giveaway by spending $50. So you spend, say, $50 one time, you get one ticket. You spend $200, you get 4 tickets. What the hell are they giving away? The grand, well, I don't want to say there's a grand prize, because I think like a couple of them would be pretty cool to win. One of the winners is going to get paint every week for a full year. So 52 cases of paint. 4 winners will get 1 case of paint every month. And 1 winner, just like I think this could be like the second grand prize, is going to win a custom Field 1 Waffle Edition Force. And 1 winner will also get, this is also really neat, 9 Dynasty jerseys signed. So every single player from the team last year is going to get a brand new Dynasty jersey signed. I think that's really neat. And then 5 winners will win a custom gear setup from Hormesis. So I'm assuming headbands and apparel, stuff like that. And then just like last year also, HK Army are giving away 5 loaded gear bags that will have masks, loaders, pods, packs, just a bunch of HK stuffed in there. And also a winner will get the Dynasty Champions Club membership. Should have concluded that. I don't know all what's included in the Dynasty thing. I know that you get to go, you can partake in there like when they set the booths up at tournaments, not the booth, but they have like a tent on the side of the field you can go hang out in, and they give giveaways and they do all kinds of stuff. BFP Gear, but you have until December 31st to partake in a holiday giveaway. You just got to go buy stuff. Maybe you don't need a lot of stuff, but you're going to probably need like pods and swabs and stuff. They got all that stuff. BFPgear.com. How is everybody? I got to pull the chat up. I don't even have the chat up right now. I can't see what's happening. So yeah, lots and lots of paintball news. Someone says, I pre-ordered the Air in polished blue, hoping it looks like the Idol and not like the blue Shocker. As far as finish goes, yeah, for sure. It'll look more like the Idol. Definitely. Let's just jump into paintball news. We'll just go in order. And some of this stuff we don't know a ton about yet, but talk about it anyway. The Tonons. What the hell is happening with the Tonons? The Tonons have a owner named Diego. Diego, I blank on his last name. Diego helped AC Diesel for a minute there with funding. Kind of went away, and now he's back with the Tonons, and apparently will not be helping fund the team in 2026. So what will happen with Tonons? We don't fully know, right? I mean, last year they had Fedorov on the team. Fedorov did leave. We'll talk about him in a little bit. There was rumor that they would be merging with another team. There was rumor that it was Aftershock. Then there was rumor that it was NRG, but then NRG is buying another team, and it's getting all crazy. So what will happen to the Tonons? They have one of the best rosters. That is for sure. With Fabrice Colombo, it's certainly one of the more experienced rosters for sure. With Fabrice, I assume if the Tonons do play in the U.S., they would have a very similar roster. I mean, you can see Fedorov there is leaving though. Axel Godin and Hugo are probably their 2 mega standout players. I assume if the Tonons aren't going to play in the U.S., both of those players would be picked up. I mean, obviously having Axel and Hugo on that same team were like a deadly on that snake side. So it would be a very wise pickup, we'll say, if the Tonons are not going to play in the U.S. to add those guys to your roster. Tonons, we don't know what's happening. I'm all out of breath. Every time we start these live streams, I'm like hustling so hard, and we start them, and I'm like, whew. I gotta calm down for a second. Tonons, yeah, I love the Tonons. I just would hope that I hope they stay here. I really wish that we would have seen more European teams too. Like Breakout Spa and Joy Division did so well at World Cup. It would be really fun to see them continue playing here, but it's obviously very expensive. So hard thing really for the Tonons to do. We also got last week, we got news that Houston Heat we're going to be kind of changing hands. Houston Heat is being purchased by or maybe not purchased. You know, yeah, I guess like kind of transferring ownership. I guess that's kind of purchasing, huh? Alan Buffton, previously of NRG. Alan Buffton owned NRG for quite a long time, and I think was actually funding Boom as well. Maybe some people remember Boom from, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. Boom. There's so many pro teams, you kind of like start losing track. Houston Heat, the reason we bring up Houston Heat is because they have added Chris Jansen, who is formerly coach of Arsenal. He coached for Arsenal last year, coached Damage in 2024, coached NRG from 2020 to 2023, and is now Houston Heat coach. Yeah, we just don't know. There's so much. I keep trying to remember everything that's happening, and so much stuff has happened. Obviously, maybe not obviously, but Patrick McKenna was their coach last year, and will not be carrying on as Chris Jansen. Is going to be the Houston Heat coach. Houston Heat have also added Cody Makowski. Cody Makowski has been, I would say one of the better players the last, 7 or 8 years at that, we'll say the last 5-6 years for sure, has been a standout player at that, back center attacker in the middle, kind of finishing up games. I kind of equate him to Yosh Rao. Him and Yosh really kind of play very, very similar. Cody's been a pro for a long time, though. Went pro in the early 2000s, has played for Aftershock, Trade My Gun, Infamous for 6 years, played for Aftershock, X Factor, AC Diesel a few years ago, and then most recently with Arsenal, but now going over to Heat with their new owner. And who is going to stay on Heat, we don't really know yet. I mean, I think that Houston Heat will... Houston Heat. Did I keep their roster in here? Sorta. Here are... That's not a Heat player. Here are some of the former... Why is Fedorov in that list, though? I feel like these pictures aren't those pictures aren't new or something. I'm going to say who is going to stay on Houston Heat. And we kind of believe that at least they will keep Mishka Kiesnev, and Ryan Moorhead, we assume, we've heard will stay on the team. There's just so much stuff happening. I lose my train of thought because there's so much happening. I'm like, was he on that team and is this guy going to the other team? I was going to try to set up like a big thing, but I think in a couple weeks, I want to try to set up a thing in a live stream where we talk about all the things that sort of happened. We'll see. But in the meantime, we do have Chris Jansen coaching Houston Heat, and Cody Makowski getting added to that Houston Heat roster. I guess you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to run through all of this stuff. And then Ronnie D's on, I don't know. Who knows? I certainly don't. I don't think anybody really knows. So much craziness is going on. Okay, we also word that Connor Kelly is going to be going to Impact. I would say, very good pickup for Impact. I mean, one of the things that Impact is kind of lacking, maybe, is younger players. Connor Kelly's only 23, and one of the younger, better players in pro paintball right now. Went pro in 2001 with New York Extreme, played with Houston Heat in 2023 and 2022, played last year and this year with Chicago Aftershock. Obviously, Aftershock underperforming. They're one of those teams that, who knows? But losing Connor Kelly certainly is not going to be good for Chicago Aftershock. But that also means, you know, there's some guys that are probably going to leave this Impact roster. We think Mike Zupa will not be playing, and then Tyler Panilio will definitely not be playing pro next year either. So 2 spots right away. Mike Zupa, very good. And I don't know, Connor Kelly maybe can help fill in that gap. We also got news that Mike Urena, we can see Mike Urena there, 4th from the bottom. Mike Urena will also be, oh, the Impact roster is behind Mike Urena. Mike Urena reportedly not going to be playing for Impact, but that's all we know. I don't think that they've anyone has said where he's going to play. The league has not said. I don't think he's said anything, which is a little odd. I mean, there's that Impact roster again. Most of the time, you know, when guys are leaving teams, they at least have some sort of other option. They're not just like, I'm not playing for them anymore. You know, normally it's like, I'm not playing for them anymore because I'm playing for them. So him just, you know, kind of leaving is a little odd. But again, Mike Urena, one of the better players. I mean, you know, him leaving Impact, he was certainly one of their standout Snakeside players, helping tremendously, really, with Impact. We have Konstantin Fedorov going to the Hurricanes, right? Like, this is crazy. Like, if this news would have happened like 3 weeks ago, we'd have been like, what the fuck? The Hurricanes. Weird. But the Hurricanes have been evolving. The Hurricanes were purchased by some gentleman. We don't know. I don't know him, at least. I mean, obviously somebody knows who he is. I'd hope. The Hurricanes, I have more stuff on the Hurricanes right there. The Hurricanes, we first got news kind of their new ownership and their new structure when they released this a few weeks ago. We want to say like 2 weeks ago. They're going to be moving to Texas, where they're going to have a whole entire new facility. Apparently $2 million has been spent on a training facility, you know, good fields, and then also housing with room for 56 people. So the Hurricanes are kind of going all out with their new ownership, and we still don't know entirely who will be on that Hurricane roster, as well as, you know, moving states, and it's a whole different situation now. So obviously adding Konstantin Fedorov kind of shows that they are serious. But what I really like is that Fedorov apparently is getting a 3-year deal. So it's not this typical 1 or maybe 2-year paintball deal. Getting a 3-year commitment to a player is a big deal. You know, I would really like that as a player, just knowing where you're going to play next year, and it not just being all random. They actually said some stuff, though. There we go. John Brinkman, Hurricane owner, says Fedorov brings incredible experience and vision to this team. He is one of, if not the best player of all time, and couldn't be happier, and I couldn't be happier to have him be part of the family. To be a Hurricane means you are now family. Yep. Roll Canes. Anyway, yep. So Fedorov going to the Hurricanes. It's kind of cool. We'll see what else is going to happen. Although, you know, they do have that LAX thing, that LAX logo underneath the Hurricane logo. That's like Louisiana, right? Well, they're going to be playing there anymore. Their new facility in Texas is outside of Dallas, where they're going to be holding the tryouts. Hurricanes. It's kind of exciting. Kind of exciting. We have Tiki's Ohana, one of the WNXL teams, will be holding tryouts, although probably not going to be called Tiki's anymore, because Tiki's is changing the field name to Thunder Valley. Somebody pointed it out in the chat last week. And yeah. So if you're a lady, maybe you have a wife, a sister, or you are a female. I cannot. Female is terrible. Don't ever say female, too. I don't know why I said that. We're going to say women and girls. And they are women. It's just weird when people say females. Yep, having tryouts for their pro and amateur line. And what's kind of a little bit more interesting for the women's league is that they don't go to all the tournaments. They're only going to play 3. But I think trying to travel to some other stuff. So tryouts, December 7th, formally location of Tiki's Paintball. Here's some more. This is kind of, you know, we kind of talked about this. BJ Henningsberg is retiring. BJ's played 9 years with AC Diesel. AC Diesel has only been pro for a few years. You can see him right there with Mark. Also one of the just more standout, better players. So it's kind of sad to see BJ go, as he really has turned into one of the better players on that snake side. But again, you know, AC Diesel, what's going to happen? You know, BJ's leaving. Not leaving, we'll say retiring. And we have, there's so many things in here. I gotta like find my correct slides. Where'd it go? Well, I guess this just works, whatever. Oh, there they are. Dynasty Arsenal. We talked about this a bit last week where we didn't really know what was happening, but Ryan Greenspan and Kyle Spicka, mainly Ryan Greenspan because he's, you know, on Dynasty. Ryan Greenspan filled us in on the Spick and Span show last Tuesday, kind of what's happening. And it's sort of what we expected, right? I didn't think that we were going to see like a Dynasty Arsenal merger necessarily, and you know the team would be called Arsenal now. But all that's happening is Tom Four, previous owner of Arsenal, or I guess he kind of probably is still the Arsenal owner, but he's going to come in and help Dynasty. So he's going to help fund the team a little bit. Greenspan said he was going to help with travel budget and just, I think overall, just help fund the team a little bit more. But that also means that they're going to be taking on a few Arsenal players. We can see the Arsenal roster last year right there. We can see Archie Barnes, ABJ, second there. Will be, apparently, coming over to Dynasty, as well as Stephen O'Mara, the third from the bottom right there. So they're going to pick up O'Mara, and ABJ will be going to Dynasty, apparently. And yeah, that's good. I mean, it's kind of weird to see O'Mara on any other team because, like, you know, a lot of people don't like him because he, like, overshoots everyone so much, I think. And I could see Greenspan not really liking him, so I don't know. ABJ, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no team that would probably not want him. I'm just thinking where he fits because they have Arturo kind of playing over there. But being able to maybe put ABJ Snake 1, be that first attacker on the Snake side and play like Arturo behind him sometimes or something. could be better for Dynasty than it has gone in the past, because Dynasty has not done so well this last year. Their worst year pro ever. San Diego Dynasty. And I don't know, that's all my slides. I have some other like stuff that I was going to try to randomly riff on. It was Thanksgiving. Cut me in a little slack. What are we saying for Dynasty names? Darnasty? That's not bad. I like the Darnasty. Everybody liked the live stream, god damn it. If you're here, give the live stream a like. Yeah, there's so much shit happening. It's like, there's so many moves happening. I did want to try this. I was gonna like, I don't know, we'll talk to the chat for a little bit. We'll see how everybody's doing. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Hopefully well. I kind of miss it. I wish I had Thanksgiving every day, personally. I wish we could just like hang out every day. Yep. Tyler P isn't going to play on Impact anymore. Eric, I do not believe so. That's the word on the street. Tyler will not be. By New York Extreme, do you mean the ML Kings? Probably. I don't know. It's so, I don't know. The problem with the paintball thing is like, there's no good way to figure that information out. You know? You go over to PB leagues and it's like just so, I don't know. It's just not as helpful as I wish it was. There's no way to find out any of this information, you know, like, it's so difficult because like, I don't know, there's just no, a lot of this information is just not written down anywhere, and it just like goes out into the ether and just fades away. It makes it difficult to talk about it. What I wanted to try and do was, I wanted to open, I was just gonna like open this and try to like talk about what's happening with all the teams, but I don't really know. I really need to like sit down and like make notes and stuff like that. 3 days of leftovers. I think all the leftovers are gone already. Although I might use the ham. I have some ham that I might make nachos with. I've been on a nacho kick the last couple weeks. Well, maybe like 2 weeks. That's a couple weeks, I guess. The future of paintball. Who knows what's happening? Damn it, I totally lost my train of thought. I was going to do something. I don't remember. Hit me up with the chat. What are we talking about? I've run out of my content. We're contented out. Unless you, I don't know. What are we talking about? Glowball, that's the new best thing. Glowball's cool. Yeah, I've never played it. I've just seen it. I don't know though. Is it really that cool? I mean, it might look neat. I guess it probably is kind of cool. Ham nachos. I know, we're going to try it out. I don't know. New paintball format, Battle Royale. I don't even know what that is. That sounds like something Fortnite. I don't know anything about it, unfortunately. I mean, I was listening to, who was it? Spick and Span or someone. What the hell was I listening to? I don't know. I can't remember, but it was like last week someone was talking about new rules for the NXL. And I think they should institute some new rules. Like, we really need to have like the can you touch people thing, and We need to really clarify if you can go out of bounds or not. It's just crazy to me. Thanksgiving. Knee pad recommendations, Manny. Mom, I'm always going to tell you, you got to put them on. You know, it's one of the things that really sucks about, I mean, I guess it doesn't suck, but you really just need to try them on. Because it's like, you know, you could get away with like your pants being too big, or your, you know, your jersey's too big, or, you know, you can get away with like certain things not fitting perfect, but your knee pads, you know, they really got to like stay on, you know? So it's difficult because everyone's different, you know, like there's certain knee pads that I really like that other people probably hate. So it is hard. It's difficult. I would say just quality stuff. I know that I really have always liked the Dye knee pads, which is weird. Everyone says Hydra. I've felt the Hydra ones, and they are made very well. So the Hydra ones you could put in there. I like the Infamous pads a lot. Yeah. I've actually stopped wearing knee pads, though. I stopped wearing knee pads like 2 years ago. I'm getting older, so I figured I'd stop wearing them. I don't know. Just one day I was like, I don't really need these. Just quit wearing them. Yeah, I've really only worn, like personally, the Exalt knee pads are really cool too. Everyone likes the Exalt ones. The Exalt ones those have always been popular. Yeah, I've probably, let's think about all the time I've played paintball, and I've probably worn Dye knee pads like 90% of the time. I really still like the Dye elbow pads too. I think that the Dye elbow pads are like kind of my favorite still too. But it is really just preference. But knee pads are for sure one of those things you just like, you know, they gotta fit, or they're just gonna like slide off or whatever. The Exalt ones, yeah, they're not bad though. The Free Flex ones are still gonna be their like most, you know, up to date current one or whatever, and they're still good. I mean, they've kind of been the same knee pad forever, but I'm all about trying them on though. I know it's difficult. And I'm not going to be the guy who's like, buy all the sizes and return them. I feel like they're all the same price range too for pads. Yeah, and they kind of always have been though. I mean, there's obviously been a discrepancy. Like you could get some for $40 or $70, but it's like, you know, I mean, that's not that big of a difference. Especially if it's going to be something that lasts like years. You know, most people aren't wearing knee pads out. For sure. Elbow pads and stuff you can wear out, mainly because guys are like diving and stuff more, and I think they're taking more like abrasion than knee pads are, but dude, freaking knee pads will last forever. Oh yeah, the Reds ones, I had those. For sure, the Reds shin guards. Because they were like, everybody used to wear the like Raz, or whatever, Raz. Freaking Smart Parts ones or whatever. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Cam, way up in the top of the chat. Is the Geo 3 the best marker? Experts are saying possibly. I don't know. I mean, I like it. I mean, I think the Geo 3.5 is probably my favorite gun. I wouldn't say specifically the Geo 3, more so specifically the 3.5. What size? Someone say Exalt closing? Yeah, Nick, I don't know. Honestly, I thought Exalt was closing for the last like 9 years. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Like for sure. Yeah. I thought Exalt was closing for a very long time. I mean, at one point they got rid of like sales reps that were our sales reps that we had. And they just, I mean, haven't really made anything in a very long time. I mean, they still make stuff, but they haven't like, they're not like coming out with new products and stuff. So it's like, yeah. I mean, for sure. I've kind of thought that for a long time. Sack Roots, Bobby. Playing 36 years, never worn knee pads or elbow pads, and I played every weekend, both days, for at least 15 years. I could see that. And you were playing in the goddamn woods. I mean, I don't really... Nowadays, like on the turf fields and stuff, I don't really feel a need to wear pads. Just because, I don't know, I don't really feel the need to wear elbow pads and knee pads as much anymore on these turf fields. But if I was playing in the woods, I'd for sure have knee pads on. I'd be all scared of getting like sticks jammed in my leg or something. I don't know. What I think is crazy is Ryan Moorhead. Ryan Moorhead has never worn pads. That's crazy to me, though. To play like pro, to play Snake on grass, and he's never worn elbow pads or knee pads. That's crazy to me. Wild. Joseph? I think that's Joseph. Everyone's names are smashed together, so what's going on? You're going to have to rewind for all the news. I kind of blasted it all out in like 20 minutes. Went to a little bit of a party last night and stayed up a little too late. I got up about 3 hours past my normal wake-up time today. So, you know, it's still Thanksgiving, right? It's like Thanksgiving month. It's a holiday month. What paintball events am I going to next? That's a good question. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't like gone to like a lot of like, I haven't gone to a tournament in a long time, or like, I don't really want to go to a tournament though. Like, I really want to go to like a, I don't know, like a big game. Like I really want to go to like a super game in Oregon or something. That is what I would rather do over like go to a tournament or something. And now I'm like, I need to open the browser though. Capital Edge Paintball Park is going to open. I was like, I wonder what is going to open in this tab. What are we doing? Super Game Paintball Oregon. Oh, that's not how you spell Oregon. Oregon location. We're just gonna look at Super Game real fast. Sniper's Den. Yeah, I've just never gone, and like the everyone always says how fun it is. It's like a 9-hour drive or something though. Which I don't know, I don't really care that much about. Format, rules, schedule, prizes, pricing is kind of what I'm interested in. So let's zoom in on these so we can actually read it. 3-day pass, $80. 65 for paint. Which isn't really that bad. I mean, I'd probably only buy like, I don't know. Maybe I'd maybe try to split a case with a friend, so we'd buy like 1.5 cases or something like that, because, you know, I'd be trying to play with like a pump gun or like something fun. Super Game. Game schedule, is it like an actual, when does this actually take place though? The game. What if we just click the game? There's a bunch of gates open. I don't know. Registration. Player registration. Oh, here we go. Super Game West, May. That's what I was like, I think it's always in May. Okay, May 1st through the 3rd. Who wants to go? Anyone want to go? Super Game. Extreme Battlefield Orlando. Huh. Oregon Fire Season. That's true. Wayne's World Oh, it's this weekend. Yeah, that's always one of the big games, huh? Yeah, I just think it's cool because it's called Wayne's World, too. Chris, are big games fun? I would... Yes. I think so. I mean, what I would do, what I envision, I haven't been to like a big game in so long, and I've never actually like stayed at a big game, right? So what I envision is going to the paintball field, setting up a tent, and just dicking around for 3 days straight. So I envision it being fun. We'll play paintball in the day, and then I don't know what we'll do at night, but I assume it would be fun. Plus, they're like, the games are huge, and also what I really like too is that let's just go look up Sniper's Den. Let's just look up images. What I really like too is check out the, like actual freaking woods ball. Like actual woods ball. Actual woods, you know what I'm saying? Look at how cool the woods are. It's like one of the reasons I want to go. Yeah, but they always do like, huge games and like, have a format like, oh, you got to go capture this flag and do whatever. And there's always like fun things to do. Shot theory. Oh, shit. Big games are a great time for people to get back all together again and not take it too serious, for sure. Camp out in tents or RVs, campfires, cooks. Oh, campfires. I'm from California. We can't have fires, so I'm not used to a fire. That would be nice, a campfire. We literally can't have fires anymore. We used to have fires all the time when we were camping, and now it's like, nope. I don't know. Alan, what do you think about this situation? I sent my marker in August to a certain company for service and still have not received it. Does it really take that long to repair a marker? In August, what company was it? You can tell me. This doesn't matter. No. It shouldn't. I don't know. No, it shouldn't take that long. MacDev. I don't know. Is this like this is like my classic complaint about MacDev, so I don't know if it's like you're like trolling me or not. No, I don't know. I would say it should not take that long. I have not ever sent I think the only manufacturer that I've ever sent a gun to was Dye. I think Dye was the only company that I have ever sent products to fix. And I don't know, I want to say Dye was quick, like a week, maybe, week and a half or something like that. And you would assume that's probably about right. When we had the paintball store, when I had the store, we would fix, I don't know, probably like 40 guns a week or something like that, like quite a bit. And I can't remember what we said. I'm like, I actually trying to track down the service form. It was probably 3 to 5 business days. Maybe I turned it into 7 to 10 at one point because it was too long. But yeah, it shouldn't take months. The only reason I could see it taking that long is if they don't have parts, because I assume they have the employees to do it, and they might just not have parts or something. Yeah, I don't know. The communication with the guy who's fixing my gun is awful. Yeah, that sounds right. My communication with people is awful too. And I think it's just because I mean, for me, it's just because like I got so much shit to do. It's like this YouTube channel, there's like so much stuff, like I'm like, I can do the live stream. I got to set up the live stream. I got a mailing list I'm trying to do. We got like videos and I got a sponsorship. There's like so many things, and I just lose track of shit or like have to just not do this now. I got to do this and I got to do something else. So I think that a lot of the times with the paintball companies, it's kind of the same way, right? I mean, they probably have a tech or multiple techs or whatever it is, but that guy's probably not just doing that. He's probably not just fixing guns and answering emails and just doing that. He's probably fixing guns and answering emails, and he's cleaning the gutters out, and then he's got to like do all kinds of shit. So I feel like that might be one of the problems too. Not just with MacDev, but with everybody. Not overworked? I mean, I guess that could be overworked, but like you just got too much shit to do. I'm not trying to I'm not like MacDev guy, so. I don't know. Splat Action in Oregon just relocated to 100-acre property Woodsball Field and had the Jim Lively. Oh, that's right. I heard someone else was saying that recently, right? The Jim Lively Gold Rush Woodsball Classic Mechanical Tournament. I think the name's too long though. The Jim Lively Gold Rush Woodsball Classic Mechanical Tournament. That's a long name. Jim Lively though, that's great. Where is Splat Action? See, I don't know. Maybe I know Splat Action. Let's find out. Splat Action. Splat Action Paintball. We're going to find out where at. Damn, fucking woods, dude. Look at that. Doesn't that picture just make you feel like it's 1989? See, this is what I want. This is what I want paintball to be. Like rec fields like this and woodsball fields and just people dicking around and having fun. Ooh, smoke and shit. Like, I'm not all hyped up on this like tournament paintball stuff. Oh, that's what I was doing. Damn, right by the river and shit. A beautiful property. That might not be the new field though, huh? That might be the old location. I'm just curious like where it's at in Oregon. Oh, it's way in there. It's way in there. That's the hell of a drive. The problem is you do kind of have to drive. I mean, I guess you could fly to Portland, yeah. Then you gotta rent a car. The one with the river is the new location. It looks really cool. There's a paintball field somewhere around, sort of near here, that also has a river runs through it. Man, I feel that tournament paintball is dying, but rec paintball is never going to die. I mean, it's definitely, I don't know if that's true, but I would definitely agree in a way, you know? I definitely feel that like tournament paintball, it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of propped up by the industry and like everyone's kind of propping it up. And that's not necessarily bad, but you know, rec ball, you know, like all the fields we just looked at, like no one ever talks about those places. You know, you don't ever hear about like Sniper's Den or whatever the heck we just looked at. Splat Attack, I think. You don't ever hear about those places. But those places are just in business because they're fun. And like it's a grassroots kind of like underground kind of thing that's not supported externally as much. You know, like with tournament paintball, it's like all just I don't know, the industry investing all this money where they don't do anything close to that for the actual people that have fun. The rec players. Although I wouldn't, you know, dude, rec's so much more fun. It just is. I'm also really bad at paintball. I couldn't imagine, like, you know, your Alex Goldman and stuff. Dude, that guy just shoots like 8 people for every one time he dies in the airball field. That's probably pretty fun. That's probably pretty fun. Sack Roots, we have guys camping at Super Game. Yeah, I want to try to like gather a group of people and we can drive up there or something maybe. We just gotta like flesh it out. Because April, I'm going to be doing a 10K the weekend before. I'm committing to doing a 10K run, which is not that far, but the trail run makes it a little bit harder. Which would you say is more popular, rec or speedball? 1000% rec ball. 1000%. I mean, you have to think about all the people that just, you know, play paintball once a month or like every quarter or, you know, whatever it is. Those are all your rec players. You know, I'm a rec player. I don't play tournaments. So there's for sure more rec players overall. Tournament players are definitely spending way more money just because they're like, you know, more serious about it. Just like everything. Just like if, you know, if you're into mountain bikes and you're into downhill racing, you're just going to spend more money because you're buying new equipment because you break it or, you know, you need the stuff. Whereas, you know, your rec player that plays once a month, you know, every 3 months, they don't necessarily need the coolest, greatest new thing. You know, they're, you know, gun from 8 years ago still works perfectly fine. Camping, dude. I'm so down to camp at the paintball field. It reminds me, we camped back in the day when we were playing like Pan Am. There was a couple times we camped at the paintball field. Ooh, what the heck? I don't know. Umbrella says, I'm pretty sure I'm going to an autococker only event at Velocity Paintball in San Diego. Autocockers only, interesting. Yeah, we got a goddamn homeless encampment by the paintball fields. Yeah, for sure, tournament players are obviously shooting way more paint, for sure. And that's also helpful. They're also kind of like buying it for cheaper, though, you know? Because normally those tournament players, they always want like a deal and shit. So they're always trying to get like paint for free, essentially. They're like, I only want to pay $25. You're like, why am I doing this then? Like, why is there a business here if you just want everything for cheap and free? Crazy. Spyder Cup would be cool. I also always liked those like one-off random events. Spyder Cup or like the Aruba tournament that just happened, or we had like Skyball or whatever back in the day. I liked those a lot. But one of the things that's happened in paintball is all these tournament series have just gotten so popular, you know? Think Spyder Cup or, you know, 2000. There was obviously the tournament series. There was the MPPL, and like I said, there was Pan Am that we played. There were tournament series, but not nearly as many. Now there's like local tournament series everywhere, and everyone just tries to play in that series, right? Whereas like back in the day, you had a team and you're gonna play this one random tournament and this random tournament. So there were more like random things, which I think it made more fun. Because you'd travel more and it was just a different experience every time rather than the same tournament over and over just on like, you know, a different month. So I liked that stuff. And the local tournament series is kind of like, I don't know, kind of screwed that. Mardi Gras was one with huge prizes. I don't even remember. Mardi Gras eventually like turned into, I get confused with Mardi Gras because eventually and a lot of those tournaments are confusing because they were standalone tournaments and then they like morphed and turned into like an NPPL or a PSP tournament too. Because then Mardi Gras became like the PSP tournaments. It was like the first event of the year. How about jet skis? I'll take a jet ski. Like Kenny Powers. Cruising on my jet ski. I also started watching The Sopranos. I've never watched The Sopranos before. And I started watching The Sopranos. And I kind of took some inspiration from The Sopranos for an advertisement in the Tonton video. So that should be funny. That should hopefully be out soon. I'm not shooting field paint uncapped. I don't know. How do you read dollar signs? I don't know. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. We'll do that later. The Sopranos. Yeah, I never watched it. It came out when I wasn't, it came out when I was like 19 or something like that. Like, and I wasn't going to watch that shit when I was that age. I didn't watch TV at all until I was probably like 30. I don't know. I was just always doing something else. So it's just, never watched The Sopranos. I'm a boomer. I'm actually 59, you guys. 59. I know the dollar signs. I just I don't know. Yeah, I remember Nick says, my friends on Exile won dirt bikes back in the day. Exile sounds familiar too. I want to say it's like blue and white. What did I think? Blue, white, and black for Exile. Dirt bikes. I wonder where was that at though? Oh, you saw the skydiving video. That's not even in a video yet. Although it's going to be way shorter in the actual video. I just thought it'd be fun. There's a part that I thought would be funny. It's going to be way shorter. But the skydiving bit is because in the very beginning of the video, I go, paintball. Damn it, what do I say? I say, in paintball, if you look at your equipment for just a second, you're dead. Like scuba diving or skydiving. And then I cut to that clip. Skydiving. 59. 59. Yeah, could you imagine if I was 60? Whew. That would be crazy. Yeah, I want to go play Rec. Let's go play Rec somewhere. Dan, that's what I was going to say. And you won guns for every local event. That's what I was going to say. Someone said dirt bikes. Nick said dirt bikes. Where did you reply to that? Mardi Gras was dirt bikes. Man, I just don't remember. That was probably a little bit before me, though, too. Because I think of Mardi Gras, and I think of, like, PSP 2003 or something like that. That's, like, as far back as I can remember Mardi Gras. But, yeah, we used to have, remember tournaments used to always be, like, and we used to do that too. Like the paintball team that I was on, the Rodents, we played Division 2 and Division 3 PSP. One of the things that we did, we'd hold tournaments. So we'd have like a 7-man tournament or whatever, and we'd host it at the local field. We'd give guns away for first place. So we'd try to get high-end guns. And give high-end guns away for first place. So we'd get all the money from the tournament and use that money to go, play, PSP or whatever. And for sure, back in the day, it was just like you'd win guns. Like that was like the prize at a tournament. Like you'd win guns or something. Now, you don't win anything. There aren't prizes. So, which I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, yeah, I don't really care. Because I'm not playing the, like, the H2s. I know I have all those. You want to see the media from the Spyder Cup? Let's see if I can pull some Spyder Cup media up. We'll put that right there. Yeah, I don't really care about the prizes, you know, because I'm not playing these tournaments to, like, win money. So it's like, I don't know. That never really made sense to me. I mean, sure, it's cool to be able to win, you know, your money back or, you know, win a little bit of money or something. But I don't know. I was never doing it for the money, obviously. Spyder Cup. Woof. There's a single Spyder Cup. We could watch a whole entire Spyder Cup video if you guys want. Okay, I'm going to put this behind me. Spyder Cup. Bocce. Damn Bocce. Damn Bocce uploaded this. Damn Bocce's the man. I've never met anybody more knowledgeable about paintball in my entire life. Spyder Cup 2000. There's your Mustangs. So this is the one Dynasty won. Dynasty won this Spyder Cup. So the deal with Spyder Cup was that like anybody could play. That guy's a defensive lineman. For who? I don't know. Maybe some high school team. I don't know. The deal with Spyder Cup was like anybody could play, but you had to use spiders. So like, you know, like I said, Dynasty just won. But all these linemen, what's up with always a linebacker? Sorry. That guy doesn't have a mask on and no barrel cover. Yeah, anybody could play. We had to use spiders because it was Spyder Cup. It was just a way to promote their guns. And would give away all kinds of stuff. Like we were saying, Dan said H2s. I want to see that like sticker on the side of that. Say, did it say, "Give me that Mustang"? Well, let's try to look at the scores. Damn it. Oh, no. Damn, I can't see any of the names. Never mind. That's not as exciting. Spyder Cup. There you go. I knew those. They knew that was in here somewhere. I've used these clips in videos before. Then they cut to a clip inside of them getting the trophies right here. Damn it. Maybe that's the order I put it in the video. Whoa, look at Gino. He probably knows some Soprano motherfuckers out there. He's like, never go. No, that's not the Sopranos. I don't know. I was going to say never go against the family. Team Machine. Here's getting them trophies. There you go. Team Strange. I saw Dan. I saw that Strange lost by 2 points, and they got big screen TVs instead of the Mustangs. We can see them right there. They got 5 General Electric 46-inch projection TVs. That's great. What else did they get? They got some wind force barrels. They got some 32 degrees gear bags. They got 32 degrees jerseys. And yeah, that's about all. Dude, a 46-inch TV though. The year 2000, that's pretty cool. But your big winners right there. Cap Factory. I shouldn't have even said Dynasty, huh? Cap Factory. Yep. I don't know who all's in that picture, though. You can see Ryan on the left, or we can go Yosh on the far right, Brian Cole to the left of Yosh, Alex Fragi, and I think the guy they're holding in that picture is the guy who put the tournament on. 100% positive. Go Cap Factory. There's your Spyder Cup. Here's another one. There you go. There was another Spyder Cup thing. I have more Spyder Cup stuff. I just don't know really where it's at. I'd be sitting here looking for it for a minute. I think it's actually in my documents folder. Here we go. You guys brought up Spyder Cup, and I'm not going to be able to resist. I guess this is the only other one I have. Spyder Cup. That's the Mustang one. That's the one we just saw. Oh, here's another one. You guys probably don't even know about this Spyder Cup. Oh, here's your Hummer one. You see how prepared I am for the live streams? Where else are you going to go and get this kind of randomness? Let's fit it to the screen. There's your Hummers. 2007. 2007. That's crazy. Here's another one. The 2008 Spyder Cup. Giving away Mazda 3s. This was crazy regionals, though. Look at the regionals and shit. I don't know. Did you have to, like, qualify? They probably made you, like, oh, yeah, 7 qualifying teams win a trip to the finale. Oh, yeah, Spyder Cup. Oh. I almost showed a topless lady. How can we show this topless lady really fast? Let's just cover over her boobies. How do I draw in here? Here we go. The topless lady. I guess he's not like, this is a historic, maybe not historic, I don't know. That's a picture of a faithful cover. Okay, I'm done looking at the computer now. Raven goggles, holding probably a Cobra Angel IR3. No, that looks like an LCD. That's 100% an LCD, and that's the Kiss Air. That was also really popular. Everybody wanted that tank. Look at that tank. Angel was probably one of the coolest paintball companies ever. Unfortunately, their guns were not the greatest for the longest time. The Raven brand was so weird. It was odd. I had a Raven mask. I just remember that. Like, my second mask, I think, was a Raven. It was the high-end Spyder brand, but it was still just spiders. It was very weird. Because they would sell the guns. Like, they had the Raven guns. And, like, they were just spiders that, like, looked a little different. It was very odd. I didn't get it. You had that tank. That tank's very desirable. Everyone wanted that tank for a long time. Now they're all pointless, though. You can't use them anymore. Oh, I have so much media. It's overwhelming sometimes. Yeah, I want to put together, like, I don't know. I was going to try to I don't know when to do it. I was going to say next live stream, but I want to set up something where I run through all the teams and we kind of talk about what's happening. Man, because there's so many teams here we don't really know the future of. Like, what's going to happen to AC Diesel? What's going to happen to Arsenal? Because AC Diesel, you know, have started losing players, or players have been retiring. You know, BJ Henningberg's retiring. Colt was retiring. Arsenal, obviously, with Tom Ford taking his money and going and helping Dynasty. There's just a random Arsenal team. We don't know what's happening. There's rumors that something's happening with Aftershock. Houston Heat have changed ownership. Infamous are probably good. The Ironmen are probably good. Leverage, I don't know. I could see Leverage being okay and playing. We have the Hurricanes with new owners. I don't know about New York Extreme. NRG got relegated, but their ownership is purchasing Houston Heat. We have Paintball Fit. They're probably not going to do anything. We have Red Legion. Probably not going to do anything with their roster either. You know, I'd imagine they're probably good. Royal City Sea Dogs. Hopefully they're just going to continue playing paintball. Royal City Sea Dogs were really surprising. They did really well in the Pro Division this year, so that was cool to see. The Canadians. X Factor. Yeah, I don't know. Do we know if Archie Montemayor is playing next year? Why do I feel like Archie Montemayor is not going to be playing with the paintball teams? Aftermath. Who knows what's going to happen with Aftermath too? They're kind of in that limbo stage. Dynasty, again, like we said, they got that infusion of funding from Tom Ford, picking up ABJ and Stephen O'Mara. Seattle Uprising will be back playing pro for sure. Tampa Bay Damage winning World Cup. They're probably fine too. And I imagine we'll have, I can't imagine a crazy different roster. Maybe they will cut everybody and just replace them with Leverage players. Probably not, but you know, it could happen. The Tonons. Who knows? Tonons, again, with funding issues. They're going to need to figure that out. The Tonons obviously traveling from very far away. I mean, most of their players coming from France. So it's exceptionally more? No, it's significantly more for them to play these tournaments than any other of these teams. I mean, maybe Red Legion. You know, Red Legion, they spend a shitload getting people around. But, yeah, it's either Red Legion or the Tonons. So we'll see. But again, we don't really, you know, we don't really know what's happening. So when we have more of a clear thing on what's going on, we'll put together a little bit more of a thing. In the meantime, I've not been asking people to do any of the things that I always ask you to do, like the live stream. If you're hanging out here right now, just give the live stream a like. The Hurricanes with Fetty should be nice. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's the only player we know even on the team. So it's just him. It's just him versus everybody else. Paintball. Old Soul, is Arsenal gone then? I don't know. I don't even know, you know? I don't know. You know, I can't imagine Tom Ford having, or maybe he does keep Arsenal and he's just, you know, giving Dynasty money. But then both of the two best Arsenal players probably wouldn't have went over to Dynasty if he was going to keep both teams. So I assume sell one of the spots or something. Yeah, who knows? Maybe they do shoot field one guns too. John, have you ever used nitrogen instead of compressed air? No, I'm not. I'm not that old, unfortunately. It makes your gun shoot different? What do you mean by cleaner, though? I don't know what that means. I mean, technically, it's isn't it? Technically, it's lighter weight gas, so I mean that could have some effect on it. Huh. I mean, people used to use nitrogen back in the day. It was everyone just used nitrogen before, like, compressed air tanks. Before air compressors were like affordable, everybody used nitrogen. There's no moisture. I mean, there shouldn't be moisture anyway. I mean, there shouldn't be. You know, if people are using their compressor correctly, there shouldn't be moisture. They have a bunch of like moisture collectors and stuff inside there. It doesn't mean like it's impossible, but yeah, you shouldn't be getting moisture in tanks. I do know people who have not correctly taken care of their air compressors and have had like big, huge bulk tanks fail hydro and stuff. For sure there is water. There's for sure vapor. I know it's not like 100%. no water molecule at all, for sure. I guess the nitrogen, though, it is just nitrogen, huh? It's like just nitrogen. Since I don't know how they make it. They obviously are probably using some sort of petroleum products to do something. But it probably is just straight up nitrogen. Because when you're, using compressed air, it's like whatever's in the atmosphere. I mean, you could have, whatever gas there is in the atmosphere. I wonder, though, because it's definitely a lighter gas. So I wonder how that would affect stuff. Right? It might not have, like, any big difference, though. Huh. You have to get a tank of nitrogen. You just compress the air. Who remembers the hassle of rolling big CO2 tanks around? I remember. Who remembers? I've rolled more bulk CO2 tanks around. Oh my God, why am I blanking on them? They're 20 pound, right? No. How heavy is it? Oh my God. How heavy is a bulk CO2 bottles? Like I've forgotten all that stuff. Jesus. Are they 150 pounds? I don't know. Jesus Christ. Unless you owned a paintball store or a paintball field. I've also purchased more CO2 than any of you guys. They're not 20 ounces. Let's find out how big they are. I don't even know what to search for anymore. Bulk CO2 tanks? God, I cannot see. I don't want these either. Bulk. Let's search K-valve. Because that's the kind of valve that it is. Or maybe that's the scuba valve. Let's just put paintball in there and see what happens. God, I just want pictures. So that's that's what like a 20-pound tank is. Who's helping me out here? Anyone like freaking... Golly. I don't know what to search for. Bulk CO2 tank. Fill station paintball? But then that's going to pull a bunch of fill stations up. Sec paintball. Yeah, that's not going to freaking help. This is what I'm talking about. Where's one of these motherfuckers at? I don't know. Whatever. They're like, they hold like 150 pounds or like 75. Something. Maybe they're 50 pound. I really don't remember. I truly don't. And I've probably purchased thousands of those things. Read the comments. Air gas. What about air gas, though? Air gas is just a supplier of gas. What about them? Air gas is a company in Northern California. 90 pound? I don't know. They were heavy. 80 pound? Yeah, I don't even remember. I used to have like the huge, compressed air ones too. Like the big 440s. Those are 440 cubic inch, 440 cubic inch. No, that's not big enough either. Dude, I don't know. My memory's not so great. Anyway, if you guys want to help support my memory technician, all my like cool shit's not working. Check out the Paintball Ruined My Life store, but all my goddamn stuff's not working. Why are none of my ads working? What happens if I do that? Paintball Ruined My Life members, some of you gentlemen on here are members of this YouTube channel. If you would like to be a member and help support this thing, maybe get early access to videos, you get access to giveaways, members only live streams, like we're going to do a members only live stream this week, the 4th. And you get to help support this channel, you get early access to videos. Like right now, you get access to the 352 scandal that shook. Should I put shook or that 352 that shock? I think the title is not right, is it? The 352 scandal that shock pro paintball. Doesn't really sound that right. Channel members, you guys directly supporting this thing is very, very helpful. Thank you, Victor. Think about becoming a channel member here on the Paintball Ruined My Life YouTube channel. But I don't understand why this one's not working. Oh well. What happens if I hit this button? Nothing. Doesn't work. I mean, I swear to God, live streams every single time something doesn't work. I don't even know what's going on. Nothing changes. Nothing happens. They have bulk tank info. Air gas? Yeah, probably. Who did we use? I didn't use air gas. We used a Trico. Should we go to Trico's website? We're going to find out tank price, tank sizing. Or maybe we'll just go to air gas and soothe everybody's desires. But I don't know if they're going to have the information necessarily on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just going to have a bunch of freaking nonsense. Welding products. Bulk paintball CO2 tanks. Fuck, dude. It's crazy that there's no pictures of them. I just assumed that, like, pictures would come up. It's wild they don't come up. Are they 80? It's just crazy to me they don't come up. And, like, I don't know what else to search for because all these paintball stores just keep coming up, you know? They're like, it's the standardized size. That's a cubic foot tank. I mean, but they're not measured in cubic feet. So, but that's about 80-pound CO2 cylinders. Maybe they're just 80 pounds. I don't know. We'll go with 80 pounds. Yeah. There is no cool search history on this one. You can look at the search history on that. This is the only time I ever used this browser. The only ever time I used this browser is, you know, for this. My search history is not that exciting. It's like 98% paintball related. There's not even going to be anything. I don't know. I don't know what the hell we're doing. Yeah, there's also There's also like some story about Dynasty not getting something. There was a tournament they played apparently a long time ago, called the Rage in the Cage. I have notes here. I said, I think Dynasty won the 3v3 Rage in the Cage. And they did not get their Jeeps. Apparently they were supposed to win Jeeps. But they apparently never got them. I kind of thought about like trying to make something about that. 3v3 Rage in the Cage. Oh, look at this on freaking TikTok. What? What is this crap? I don't know what that is. Maybe that is it, but I don't know. Yeah, but apparently there was a 3v3 tournament that they won that they never got like vehicles from, but I don't really know anything about that. It was like a long time ago. 20 something years ago. They have to be more than 80 pound. I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, the tanks are literally this tall. It's like right there. I can't for the life of me remember. And why does nobody know in the chat how big they are? You know, when I say weight, I don't mean the actual weight of the cylinder. I mean the actual volume or the actual weight of the CO2 they're putting in it. You know, because like a CO2 tank, we're measuring it like a 20 ounce or whatever. And, you know, it's all just measured that way. I'm so curious. I don't know why. This doesn't help that I'm doing this like live either, so. Whatever. It's gonna drive me crazy. 80 pounds of CO2. Yeah. Nick, yeah, I know. I heard him talk about it in a live stream a long time ago. That's where I like remember hearing about it, and I was like, man, I like vaguely remember, but like not really, so I don't really know. Yeah. CO2 tanks are sold by the amount of weight they hold, for sure. That is true. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, that's not going to work either. I don't know. Anyway, what's happening, gentlemen? What are we talking about? We're not going to talk about CO2 tanks anymore. That's for sure. I do want to make a video about Oliver leaving Dynasty, though. That's right below this other Dynasty got screwed. That would be actually pretty good. The Dynasty Oliver saga. There's kind of a lot of information on that too, so that shouldn't be like extraordinarily hard to make. Why are we talking about how much CO2 tanks weigh full? A 20-ounce CO2 bottle for a gun weighs 3.2 pounds. Which CO2 tank, though? Because there's different manufacturers. Is that like the aluminum ones? Maybe that's like a... What about the chromoly tanks? The chromoly ones are even like, You know, certainly more heavy. I mean, they don't really make the chromoly stuff anymore, but you know. I don't miss filling CO2, neither do I. It was such a pain, especially for dummies who would leave their full tanks in the sun and blow the burst disc, then blame you for sure. Or it would like explode in the back of a car and people would be like, God, they'd like leave it in the car. That would happen a lot. People would leave it in the trunk of a car or something like that and they get all hot and blow up. Yeah, I mean, I'm used to fill CO2 tanks all day long. I can like envision it. Bobby says 50 pounds. I go with what Bobby says here, sec roots. We're all having this debate. I could just like message like whoever I want. I could message like a bunch of people and they could just tell us. Yeah, I think Bobby here, I wonder if I use the word cylinder, it would work better too. Is it a 50 pound? Who knows? So the K tank, that's why I was like searching K valve earlier. I was like, what the hell is the K valve? So is it the Ks that are 50 and the T is a 75? Sounds good. We'll go with that. 50 pounds. 50 pounds. The problem with searching for stuff is I don't want to like just not talk for 5 minutes and just dot like everyone's just like, what the hell are we doing here? Old Soul will go with 50 pounds. A 50 pounder. Because we used to have people come in that would want us to fill like their like keg tanks too, and they're like 10-pound tanks and stuff, and like you can't really fill a tank that big off one of those like 50-pound tanks. 50 pounds sounds right. I'm trying to even like think about how much we had those things delivered for. Just trying to find an invoice from like hella long ago. Oh shit, here we go. Here's my invoice. I just should have looked for this. 50 pounds, yeah. Here we go, we'll look at my invoice together, okay? Oh, you know what though? I gotta like, it's a PDF. That's not gonna really work well. Look at how cheap this is too. This is crazy that it's this cheap. So I guess this is part of it. This is not the full invoice. This is like the rental price. This is exciting, I know, guys. The behind the workings of owning a paintball store. So here's my invoice. My invoice from Trico Welding Supplies. So you can see here the delivery date. Oh, wow, look at that. It was actually only a few days ago, or in a few days. Although, you know, we're a handful of years off. We're, you know, 7 years off there. No, not 7 years. What am I talking about? 7 years. We have cylinders. Our cylinder invoice, you could see right there, cylinder on the other side, which says 50-pound CO2 tanks. But this is a rental price. So this is actually me renting these bottles. So you can do this two ways. You can either own these 50-pound tanks or you can rent the tanks. And it's just a lot easier to rent them because how do you get them filled, right? You have to like have someone come get them and then they like bring them back in like a month. Whereas this, they just bring tanks. They'll just bring you four brand new 50-pound tanks and they'll just take their other 4 back. So you're just kind of like rotating out brand new tanks every whatever time you need them. But obviously that, you know, $6 to rent them or whatever. It's not like too crazy. It's way cheaper to rent. You know, these tanks are probably like thousands of dollars or whatever. Okay, 50 pound 50 pound CO2 tank. There is our proof. Whew. Okay, let's ask Preston. Preston's got a question. Returning player here, need to buy a new tank. What's the best and lightest consistent tank and regulator combo? Don't mind spending money on a nice tank. Definitely, I would say the best quality regulators, hands down, are going to be the Powerhouse regulators. The lightest tank, though, is probably going... Actually, I don't really even know. Does Infamous have one of their, like, super light tanks? It's either the Infamous Hyperlight, I think they call it, or the HK Army Alpha. Both of those are very, very light. But I don't know. I mean, me personally, I'm like, I don't know if I'd worry so much about weight, because the weight on all these bottles is not that big a difference. I would try to figure out more like the length you like, right? Because some of these lighter weight tanks are quite a bit shorter too. And I personally want the tank to be a little longer. So I actually kind of like the heavier ones because they're a little bit longer. And it's not a dramatic difference in weight. Either way, definitely the Powerhouse tank regulators are for sure the best. Bobby, you're right. What'd you say? 50 and 20 pound. Definitely 50s. We just looked at the invoice. There's your proof. Damn, I probably don't need all these Trico statements, but good thing I have them, right? At one point, we switched companies away from Trico, and I was trying to remember which company it was, and I cannot remember off the top of my head. Harris Welding? No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know. Who knows? The HK Alpha tanks, they are really light. The Immortal Air stuff's always confusing to me. I don't know. I can't comment enough on Immortal Air. I don't have like experience with them, honestly. I don't know who makes the lightest tank. I mean, definitely HK made the Alpha tank that was really lightweight, and I believe there were supposed to be other manufacturers coming out with those bottles, but I'm not 100% sure if they did. I mean, at one point, Ninja was supposed to have the Ninja SL3 regulator, or not the SL3. They were supposed to come out with the SL3 tank, which was supposed to, have that bottle in their new regulator, but, Ninja kind of like imploded and gone away. Now they're owned by, who's that company? What do they call themselves? The Rialtis Group or whatever? Old Soul, I know, I thought that when I was like, man, I like my tank long, but you for sure, yeah, you could just get tank extenders too. I don't know though. Leave you in that limbo. I want like a tank extender that's like, I don't know, like a quarter of the length of all the other tank extenders. No, like half the length. So we have like different length tank extenders. Yep. Okay, I'm leaving. I just thought about it. I'm like, I go to the bathroom really bad. I don't want to eat. So I think I'm leaving. Guys, if you're a channel member, freaking Immortal just came out with like those new regs too. Let's look at the Immortal regs. Why not? Immortal Paintball. Immortal Air. Immortal... damn, I cannot see at this at all. And I can't tell you if I'm typing it right. I can't see. So if you might have missed it, but these are the same gentlemen that did Air America back in the day. We're going to plop out a little bit. Just go here. They're having a Black Friday sale. Yeah, I wanted to see their new Regulator, but I don't know. I mean, because they did come out with a new tank reg, but I don't know. I cannot see at all. So that's not it. I don't remember what it's called. That's definitely not it. They got Mac Dev parts. Monster? Maybe that's it. It's just not in that one list. There you go. Yeah, I don't quite understand this thing. It just looks insane to me. I mean, I don't know. It's just so big. I honestly didn't even look into it. I was just like, that thing is huge. And I don't know, Immortal Air at one point said their tank regulators would increase the efficiency of a gun, which I also found very weird. They're like, you'll get more shots with this regulator than you will another one. And I was like, that's odd. Yeah, I don't know a lot about them. It just looks insane. It just looks so big. Like, I don't quite understand it. It was on, there's pictures of it like on a tank somewhere. That's just the reg tool, I guess. Yeah, it's just really, really big. What's it say about it even? I literally have not looked at all. I just can't read. I'm just reading it really fast. They didn't really say anything at all. No. Shoot down. Anyway, Immortal Air, for sure. I mean, it's a tank reg, so as long as it puts out air, it works. You know, my experience has been that the shitty-ass Empire cheap regs work perfectly fine. It's like, I don't know. But there's definitely a difference between the quality. Chris, what do you say? The narrow topic video format, like 352, is great. Showed it to my wife, and she was fascinated by it. Really? That's good. What do you mean narrow? Like focusing on like a specific thing? For sure. I assume. Yeah. Ooh, the Messiah reg. I forgot about that. Yeah, did I have a Messiah? Probably not. I know I had a black ice regulator. That was an Air America reg. I didn't have like an Apocalypse, or I had none of those tank regs. Or the tank regs, yeah. I think Air America might have made the first screw-in compressed air tank too. I'm not really sure. Yeah, old soul. Does that rig solve the first shot drop off? No, they're probably just saying their reg doesn't have drop off. You get it cool though. Yeah, I remember I had a black ice regulator. I had a black ice regulator like on an autococker or something back in the day. Air America. All their stuff was always made really well. And when Immortal Air first came out, we actually had some of their regs at the paintball store. And they're not bad. They're just, you know, they're good. I mean, they work. But, you know, like I said, I don't know. I think tank regs are kind of tank regs at some point. Like, I don't know. No one's ever proven to me that the cheap ones don't work as well. I actually think that Garrett, here on YouTube, known as Doc Fire, did some videos where I actually tested tank regs. Came to the conclusion that their cheap one was the best. Crossfire, that would make sense too, though. Maybe that's true. Yeah. Maybe that's why Crossfire got popular in like the first place, right? That does sound right. You say that. Or typed it. MLG, don't you increase a dwell to stop first shot drop off? Yeah, it depends on the gun though. I mean, it can still happen. It's mainly just from sitting. It's mainly from the gun sitting and leaking, really, because that's what's happening. Because if you let the gun sit, that's where that first shot drop off comes from. It's from the first shot doesn't have enough air behind it. So the gun is technically leaking. The gun is leaking during that whole period. So when you go to shoot that ball, all the air that should have been held to shoot it is like, it's like trickled out somehow. I don't know. All the guns are a little bit different though. You also have problems with when they sit, like depending on the grease and stuff. One of the reasons that like having a lot of bolt or having a lot of O-rings on the bolt is not good. Because it just creates like way more friction. Yeah. All right, I'm getting out of here. I go to the bathroom real bad. And I'm going to go after that make ham tacos. No, not ham tacos. Ham nachos. With some, I was going to say honey baked ham, but it's not a honey baked ham. It was definitely like a glazed ham or whatever the hell that's called. I don't know. Ham nachos. You guys, channel members, Victor, Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, there's going to be a members only live stream. So we'll hang out Thursday. It's more of just a hangout. Maybe we'll talk about some of the videos I'm making and stuff. In the meantime, I'll see the rest of you guys Monday. Come back.